Right, when you are faced with a drawing question on the GCSE paper, please bear in mind that that question is printed on the sheet, and any mistake that you make, you need to be able to get rid of it easily and clearly. So use a pencil in order to make sure that if you do realise you go wrong, you can rub it out to start again. Otherwise it looks really really messy and difficult for the person who's marking it to give you the credit that you should get for it. I'd suggest, if you can, to try and do a little sketch to try and be sure in your head that you're going to do the right thing. So with this first one, we want to complete the drawing of a triangle PQR, in which QR is 12 centimeters, PQ is 9 centimeters, and angle PQR is 54. So they're giving us QR already, that's already on the sheet. So as far as the sketch is concerned, I need to do another point on there for the third corner of my triangle. So I'm guessing that P is going to be up here somewhere. PQ is going to be 9, so the distance from P to there is going to be 9, and PQR, to go from P to Q to R, this angle is going to be 54. So as a little sketch, what I would do, you won't get any marks for this, but it may help you, is to see the whole picture. So what we're going to draw is going to have Q there, R there, P there, PQ is going to be 9, and PQR, the angle is the middle letter, that angle there is going to be 54 degrees. So that's what we're going to try and draw here. So the first part that we need to put in is the angle. We need to know what line point P lies on. So we get an angle measurer, a protractor, and the way that we line it up is we put the center of the protractor on the point, the corner Q, where we want to draw the angle from. And the 0 will line up with the rest of the line for the triangle. So the 0 isn't over there heading off into space, it's actually lining up with the line for the base of our triangle. So the center is on Q, the 0 is there, and we need to measure off 54 degrees. Now the mistake that's so easy to make when using a protractor is that there are 2 figures for each point on the protractor. Look at the angle that we're trying to measure, it's 54 degrees. So we're expecting our angle to be acute. So when we're measuring around the 0, then we're going to go 10, 20, 30. So we're going to be measuring the inside scale up to 50, and 54 is there. So our point is going to be somewhere on this line. We don't know exactly where yet, so we just draw in the line. It's going to be somewhere on that line, and you can see that is clearly an acute angle, so I haven't read off the wrong scale on my triangle. Now what we need to do is to measure 9 centimeters along, putting the 0 of your ruler on the corner Q and measuring along 7, 8, 9 centimeters is there. So that is my point P, which is going to line up and join R like that. So there is the point P. You don't need to rub this out, you can leave that in, that's a construction line, so long as it's clear on the paper where point P is and where that connects to the rest of the triangle. And then the second part, write down the special name given to angles which are more than 90 degrees and less than 180. That's knowledge, you need to know that that's an obtuse angle. And make sure you spell it correctly, O-B-T-U-S-E. Okay, second question is another triangle. Complete an accurate drawing of the triangle ABC, in which AB is 9.5 centimeters, AC is 12.6, and BAC is 54 degrees. So I've got AB, so point C is likely to be up there somewhere, and BAC to go from B to A to C. So this angle here is going to be 54 degrees. So I'll do a little sketch again what I think that's going to look like. There's my A, B. B is going to be up there somewhere, where this angle here is going to be 54, and AC is going to be 12.6. So it's a very similar thing that we have to do to the first question. So angle BAC means we're drawing the angle at A, center of my protractor at A, 0 lining up with the line of the base, and we're going to go up again the inside scale to 54, which is going to be there. Draw that line in. So I know I'm looking for a point along that line. That's going to be 54 degrees, and A to C is 12.6 centimeters. So I've got to measure 12.6 centimeters now along this line. 11, 12, 13, 12.5, 12.6 is there. Join that to point B, label it C, and there you have that triangle. And the second part of this question, they want you to measure angle BCA. B to C to A is this angle here that they want us to measure. So with our protractor, the center needs to go on to C, and then we line the 0 up with one of the sides of our triangle. Now again, take a look at the angle that we were talking about there and make an estimate as to what that is. That's quite clearly an acute angle. It's less than 90 degrees. So when we're faced with the double reading on a protractor, we will know that we're interested in the acute value. So the center goes to C. There's 0. 0 is lining up the way that I've done it with this line. So we're actually now going to be measuring the outside scale. 0 through to there. You can see that that's going to be either 48 degrees or it's going to be 312 degrees. Well, clearly it's not 312 because I've made that estimate first. It's going to be 48 degrees. Alright, so stop and think and ask yourself, does that look as if it's going to be 300 and odd? No, it doesn't. So clearly that's not going to be the value that you write down off your protractor. Third question, triangle again. Triangle ABC, here's AB, in which AB is 6, angle B to A to C is 124 degrees, and angle ABC is 36. So this time they're giving us two angles. Angle BAC is 124. Well, that would be 90, so it's likely to be taking us over there somewhere. So my sketch here, I would go A, B, C is up there somewhere because that's going to be 124 degrees, and A, B, C, that angle there is going to be 36. So I'm expecting my drawing to look something like that. So let's draw it. Here's my protractor. I'm going to draw BAC first of all. Center of the protractor on point A, 0 of the protractor lining up with that line AB. And for 124 degrees I'm going to be reading from the inner scale, and 120 is there, 124 takes me to there. Make the point, draw the line. Right, that line looks very similar to the one on my sketch, so I'm quite happy that I've read the right scale off my protractor. I don't know where it is on that point, on that line, and I can't use a ruler this time to measure it because it's not giving me a distance, it's giving me a second angle. So now, with my protractor, if I put the centre on B, the 0 is now over there. It's not lining up with the line on base AB. So I need to turn my protractor around in order to make sure that the centre's at B and the 0 is cutting that line. Now this time 36 degrees is going to be the outside scale. There's 30, there's 36. So I'm going to go through B, through that point, and keep going until I cross the line at the top. So that point where the two lines cross is C, and again, comparing that with my sketch, that looks pretty good. That's clearly less than 90, so I know I've read the right measurement off my protractor. The last question, write down the special name given to an angle which is greater than 180 degrees and less than 360. That's knowledge. The answer is reflex. Okay. Now the final question combines scale drawing as well as an accurate drawing. So we have to reduce these measurements in meters down into centimeters in order to fit on our grid. And what they're telling us here is that 1 centimeter is on the page is 50 meters in real life. So in order to turn those measurements onto here, we divide everything by 50. So we would start, we would do the 500 divided by 50. So that would be 10 centimeters. 300 divided by 50, 6 centimeters. 375 divided by 50, 7.5 centimeters, and finally 425 divided by 50, 8.5 centimeters. So the lengths of the lines that I'm going to be drawing are written in red there. Now, initially, the only two lines we can draw are the two that are horizontal and vertical. So if we start by putting a point on our grid, say there, and from there measuring 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters is going to take me to there. So my base is there. 6 centimeters vertically upwards takes me to there. So there's those two sides, and there's my right angle. Now, the problem with the other two sides is that I'm not given any angles to measure. So all I know is that that point there is 8.5 centimeters from there, and also 7.5 centimeters from there. And what we have to do to locate that point is use a compass. So we get a compass and we measure, first of all, 8.5 centimeters that it's got to be from that point there. So open out your compass to 8.5. Put the point of your compass on the end of the 10 centimeter line and draw an arc. Now every point on that arc of a circle, that part of a circle, is going to be exactly 8.5 centimeters from the base. So we know that that point is going to be somewhere on that curve. Now we do exactly the same thing from the top corner by measuring 7.5 centimeters. So that's 7.5 centimeters. Put the point of the compass on the top there and draw another arc. And everywhere on that arc is going to be exactly 7.5 centimeters from there. But only where those two arcs cross are we both 8.5 centimeters from there and 7.5 centimeters from there. So that is the exact position of our missing point. So sometimes you'll be expected to use a protractor, almost always a ruler. Sometimes you need to use a compass in order to get that point there. And just to re-emphasize, when doing any constructions, any drawings on your exam paper, use a pencil so that if you go wrong, you can rub it out.